Hello Leo, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your weekly tarot forecast. Please like, comment, and subscribe so you do not miss your daily, weekly, or monthly tarot forecast that we do on this channel. And you may want to check out the other videos that pertain to your sun, moon, or rising signs. I think that'll give you a much more dynamic picture of what is going on this week. All right, so let's get into it. For Leo, what is the situation? What are you inquiring about today? Well, we start out with this Knight of Wands. Now, that could go a couple different ways. So let's just lay out some other cards here. Move these over. We're going to lay out our Dove and Serpent spread, and that is going to include this mystery card, this bonus card. We're just going to put it next to that pumpkin there. And we're not going to look at that until the very end, so stick around. And hopefully that will, tie the reading together or give us that confirmation that we're looking for at the very end, okay? So, let me just take a quick look. It seems like we have a lot of court cards here today. 1, 2, 3, 4 court cards. We have some major, we have some fire, some earth. It doesn't look like we really have a lot of air. So I'm going to go ahead and say right now that I think there's a lack of communication going on, and whatever your situation is, I feel like you and whoever else just not communicating, not talking this thing through, okay? Now, since we're dealing with you today, Leo, we have this Knight of Wands. This could be a portion of your energy, right? This could be that fiery energy of you, your kind of Leo nature, right? And I think that with the Knight here, this is really about you taking the initiative and getting things going and kind of being the leader, being the boss, being assertive, and taking that initiative to get things going, get things moving, right? You're starting something. I think that this is the week for you to really put into motion whatever plans you've been working on, okay? And again, we don't have any air cards, so I don't know that this is something that you have been planning, if this is something that's just going to kind of spontaneously occur to you to do. I almost feel like it is going to be a little bit impulsive. It's going to be a little bit, spontaneous, spur of the moment kind of thing. I don't know that you've been planning this for a while. I think you're going to get just this flash of motivation or insight today, and you're going to start moving. It could happen any time this coming week. It could be today. It could be, in the next, 5 to 7 days. But it's going to be a quick occurrence, I think. I know I originally said you've been planning it, but then I remember there's no air cards here. I don't see a lot of planning going on. I think this is going to be something that is going to occur to you very quickly, and you're going to go with it, right? And we've got the Six of Wands crossing your path this week as well. So I think while you're in the middle of this kind of very energetic gallop that you're starting, right? This new project, this new whatever it is that you're going to be working on, I feel like it's going to work out well. I feel like you really are going to have a pretty balanced and it's going to seem like it's been well worked out. This might be why I said that there was some planning going on, because I feel like once you get this thing going, it's almost going to be as if you already know what you're doing and how to do it. So it's going to be like you've planned it, but I still get this feeling like it's a spontaneous thing. You know what I mean? So I think it's something that you just jump into. You've got this, you're kind of just spurred on to this, and it seems very spontaneous. But once you get going, things are really going to fall into place, and you're going to have this Six of Wands, just kind of this really confident, I know what I'm doing kind of vibe about you. And I think it's going to work out. Now, some other things that we're dealing with here. We're going to look at the vertical axis of the path of the dove here. I guess it's axis and axis. But we've got the Five of Discs at the top here. And what I'm sensing with this is that this is a financial situation that you're involved in. I think that there's been some financial difficulties, some stress, anxiety related to finances in the recent past. Maybe I don't know how long, a few days, maybe a few weeks. But I feel like this week, or even just right now at this moment, the financial aspect of your life is very, very heavy on your mind. Okay. So the Five of Discs here. Something has happened now that is causing some kind of upset, some kind of shifting around of what you thought was a stable financial situation. Things now are moving in a way that is a little bit uncertain. There's some variables. There is a little bit of anxiety there because you don't really know which way the wind's blowing yet. And the wind, no pun intended, but there's no air here, right? So I think that you really don't know exactly what's going on because of the lack of air. You don't know exactly what is happening, and therefore you can't really plan, you can't really communicate about it because it's still uncertain. It's still kind of, well, for another swords pun, it's still up in the air. But we have this Five of Discs, so there is some sort of turmoil there, some sort of tension and anxiety going on about the finances. Okay. And then what we also see, because there's quite a bit of earth here today. I feel there's a lot. The next one on the vertical axis is the Ace of Discs. So we've had that Five of Discs. That's kind of saying what really is going on this week is this financial anxiety. Some things are moving, things are shifting. Okay. And then underneath the surface, we have this Ace of Discs. I think this is kind of what you're looking for. If this is buried under the surface, this is like that treasure that you're searching for. You've got your metal detector out, and you're really looking for that buried treasure, and you're ready to dig it up. You're ready to find it. Okay. And so I think that this is you looking for that new opportunity, looking for the way out, looking for the solution to this financial difficulty. And this could take the form of, a new business opportunity, some kind of new job, promotion, bonus, some sort of new revenue stream, new income, new project, to earn some money or to resolve maybe new investments, something that's going to alleviate this Five of Discs, right? This worry, this financial anxiety and tension. And so this is that buried treasure that you're looking for. And it's almost like a shot in the dark. It's almost like a last resort. It's almost just kind of almost like putting all of your eggs into this one basket and just hoping that it really does pay off, right? It's just maybe you've exhausted some other things, some other opportunities, other ideas. Maybe that's why there's no air here. Maybe you've already kind of gone through everything that you could think of, and now it's just like a shot in the dark, a Hail Mary kind of pass, right? But you're digging for this buried treasure. And the good news is, I'm just going to say this right away, I think that you're going to succeed. It may not be what you're looking for. It may not look how you're expecting it to look, but you're going to be okay. You're going to succeed here. Things are going to work out. The next card that I want to go to is maybe the recent past, the energy that you're bringing here to this reading today. Which, again, thank you for being here and watching this reading. I really do appreciate the love and support. Please hit that like button for me if you could. So we're looking at the Hierophant. We're looking at your relationship with an organization. And I think this could be maybe an issue with your employer, with the company that you work for or that you run or the career industry that you're in. Right? This is kind of the environment where you are doing this work and earning your money. Okay? Because this is Taurus. This card rules the sign of Taurus, and that's an earth sign, so again, more earth here. So I think this is that relationship that you had with your employer or the industry, the career, however you work to earn money, right? So whatever issue happened there is directly related to this situation that you're in now, okay? This could be just this relationship went sour, this industry had a major downturn, or in some way you're kind of at odds with this card right now, with this larger group of people that represents, again, either the company that you work for, the industry that you're in, the business that you're running. Something there is not functioning very well because this is the issue that you're coming here today with, right? And this is directly related to this. So there's some sort of anxiety here. There's some problem that originated with this Hierophant card that's leading now into this uncertainty, this worry and anxiety about the finances, about the physical world around you. Okay. Now, we've already talked about that Ace of Discs as being the buried treasure, right, that you're hoping to find. And what I see now in the future is another Fire Court card, another Wands, the Queen of Wands. So if we're going to take these Fire cards together, right, these three that we saw, you know what, let's go around this way, I think, maybe. Or maybe that's backwards. I don't really know. So we started with that Knight of Wands, which I think is you with this spontaneous idea, with this kind of quick thinking, and you're just like, aha, I know what to do. Or I know where that treasure is located. And you set off, and you go, and you work, and you do this, right? You give it your best shot. This is your Hail Mary pass. Well, I think it's going to work out because of that Six of Wands. I think you're going to be victorious. You're going to succeed. It's going to be like this is the greatest idea ever, and this should have been the plan all along, right? Why didn't I think of this earlier? Well, there's no air here. But now you're on this path and you're galloping along and you're doing this thing. And then along comes this Queen of Wands. Now, this could be, on the one hand, you slowing down and settling into this new business, this new project, this new work, or whatever this great idea was. This could be you settling into it, really having a sense of like calm assertiveness. Now, if the Knight of Wands was just sparked into action and just took off running or galloping away, right, to do this work, well, now the Queen of Wands is kind of settled into it, right, has a clear understanding, a clear vision, is able to kind of to sit down and allow this thing to operate. So it still has a bit of that initial impulse, that initial rush of energy. But now it's kind of slowed down. It's settled into the routine, into the clear understanding of what's going on, and you're able to direct this thing, as like a manager now, as a boss, right? Like you've done the initial thrust of energy, the initial impulse was there. It seems like it's working out, and now things are stabilizing, and you're settling into it. Okay, so that's what I see in the immediate future. This could be coming by way of a relationship with another fire sign person. Okay, sometimes the Queen of Wands, usually the Queen and the Prince will indicate that there are other people involved. But since you're a fire sign and we have a lot of fire here already, I'm wondering if this isn't your initial Knight of Wands energy transforming now into this Queen of Wands energy. But keep in mind, this could be, in addition to that, it could also be another person that's involved here. Someone that you maybe are able to team up with, or you go into business with this person, or in some way you join forces with this other fire sign, maybe a female, maybe just a feminine energy about them. Maybe you team up with them, and that's where you're really able to create the success and this potential like future kind of business and profit and prosperity that you're looking for. Okay, so it seems to me like it may be a little bit of both. It may be that you have this initial rush, this initial idea. You do the first kind of the first actions of this new business or whatever it is. You get it going right through your own like impulse. And then you settle in to this new thing, maybe with this person, and it seems like it's a balanced, stable thing now, where it has momentum, it's going, and it seems like it's working out well. Okay, but we're going to take a look at the path of the Serpent now and see if we can get a little bit more of an understanding of what is going on, or what the relationship, what the situation is, or how it may play out in the future for you. Because I think in the immediate future, what we see with the path of the Dove here is that you're in this situation, but you know what? You're going to get that spark of insight. You're going to get that impulse to act, and you're going to just like suddenly know what to do, know where that treasure is buried, and you're going to get off. You're going to set off, and you're going to do it. Okay, that's what we know so far. We also see that you're in this position right now of you have a really great relationship with everything, right? With this Empress card, it's like you really, despite these anxieties and this trouble that it seems like you're in, you still have this wonderful attitude about you where you're just kind of like in love with everything, and you're confident, excuse me, and you're very self-assured. It's almost like you know that your success is guaranteed. You know that you're going to be victorious over this issue, right? So this Empress really is how you're thinking, what your mind state is right now. And this is a damn beautiful card. This is a great place to be mentally. So I think you know that your success is assured. You know that you're going to be productive. You know that you're always capable of succeeding and having the prosperity and the wealth and the success and achieving your goals, right? And I think it's really just a matter of, you've exhausted all of the previous ideas that weren't quite the one. But you weren't worried about it because you knew that the right idea would come along and you would be able to have the strength and the authority, the assertiveness, and the talent and the skill to manifest your goals and achieve your reality, right? And so there is this financial worry. There is like something going on, the uncertainty in the financial world for you. But you still have this like confidence or this trust, maybe, that you know it's going to work out. It's like the universe is always taking care of you. You put in the effort, the universe matches it. And things are always okay. So you've really got that mindset. Now, we see some contrasting court cards here. This is the Knight of Cups. Now, I said that the Prince. I said that the queens and the princes usually represent other people here. So this, I think, is another person in your life. It's some other relationship that you have that's very close to you, because I feel like this is someone that you probably see every day or talk to every day at the least. So maybe a spouse, maybe a best friend, a close family member or something. Someone that you talk to every day. But I feel like they are kind of at odds, right? They're water. All this over here on the path of the dove was fire. So I feel like they might kind of be at odds with whatever your new plan is. Whatever, if this is a new relationship, new partnership, new, business relationship or something that you have with this Queen of Wands, I feel like your Prince of Cups person isn't really vibing with that new relationship. So it could be that they're at odds with this, and that's going to cause you a little bit of grief, I think. I think that's going to cause a little bit of tension, a little bit of upset, because maybe they don't like that Queen of Wands person. Maybe they don't like this new business or this new opportunity or this new path that you're going down, or they just don't like the uncertainty of it, whatever it is. But I feel like because this is a Cups card, that I don't think it's a water sign. I think that this person is really concealing how they truly feel about the path of the dove, everything that we talked about. I think they're kind of concealing how they feel about all that. On the outside, they just seem very friendly, very, very harmonious, very amicable, but they're concealing some kind of negative feelings about your choices here, okay? And I don't know, again, if this is a spouse or just a close friend or family member, but it's somebody that, again, I think you talk to every day. They're very close to you. And for some reason, they're kind of trying to conceal how they truly feel about this situation. And maybe you're able to kind of read them pretty well and you know that something's going on. But they're at odds with this fire energy in some way. Okay. Now, the next card that we have is another court card. And this is in the position of your fears, worries, concerns. What's going to be causing you kind of the most worry or anxiety in the coming days and weeks, right? And this is the Queen of Discs. So is this another person in the situation? Well, it could be. This could be someone to whom you have a responsibility. Okay, so it may be the same person here. right? It may be this spouse, close friend, family member, whoever this person is. It could be that you really have a sense of responsibility to that person. And so you're fully capable of understanding why they may be at odds with your decisions, with this fiery path of the dove. You may really understand why they don't quite agree with things, right? Because there is maybe risk involved. It is maybe, maybe it is by all means kind of foolish to go and hunt for this buried treasure, right? Just on a whim. Even though I think it's going to be successful. I think you know what you're doing. But still, just as an idea, as a concept, it seems risky and seems kind of foolish, right? So I understand that you have this sense of responsibility to this person, and you fully understand why they may be disagreeing a little bit with your decisions, with your plans, and with what's going to be going on this week, right? Do you have this concern or fear for letting them down or not living up to your responsibilities, fulfilling your obligations to that person? Okay. But the next card that we have is the projected outcome, projected future. What's the long-term outcome? Well, death, rebirth, transformation, becoming, evolving, evolution, change. So I said things were going to work out well. I said at the beginning that you're going to be successful, and you're going to get the results. You're going to get the satisfaction, the achievement, and the success, right? But it's not going to be what you maybe are expecting. It's not going to look how you think it should look. So I see that your life is changing. Your lifestyle is changing. Where you are headed, what your future is going to look like, is different than how you expected. But that's okay. I think you have this Empress energy within you, this trust and confidence, this harmony and this beautiful relationship with the universe, right? Kind of in the unseen world. And so I think that even if your future doesn't look how you thought it should, I think it's still going to be beautiful. I think you're still going to feel satisfied and you're still going to enjoy it. But I just think it's going to be, again, a little bit different than what you expected. I feel like things are really changing from maybe the previous work that you were doing, maybe where you thought you were supposed to be applying yourself, what your chosen career was, or what the work was that you were doing, that you thought that's your place, that's where you belong, this is what you're meant to be doing. Maybe that's changing. Maybe your understanding of your true purpose, the true work, what you really were meant to do, maybe that is changing. Maybe your understanding is changing. Maybe your relationship with work and success and money and finances, maybe that's changing. But I definitely see a distinct evolution from maybe where you were last month to where you're going to be this month and in the next month and then in the next month. And again, this could be a changing of your perspective, of your understanding, of your sense of self, your sense of purpose is growing, evolving, changing. Where you thought you were meant to be last week may not be where you feel you're meant to be this week or next week. You know what I mean? So I think it's your perspective that's changing. I think your life is changing. Obviously, that's kind of the nature of life, right? Is that it's constantly changing and moving and ebbing and flowing. I think this is a deeper change. I think this is more of a transformation of your understanding of yourself and of your place in the world. Okay? Now, please let me know if this resonates with you. Leave me some comments. I'm very interested in how you feel about all of this. Leo, we're going to look at this confirmation card now. And we're going to see what this might reveal to us. If this gives us kind of a missing connection, something we didn't see, or just a confirmation that we're kind of on the right track. Wow, God, another court card. So this, I think, is relating in obvious ways to this knight, or I just keep calling it a knight, to this Prince of Cups that we saw. And this was the significant person in your life, remember, that is concealing their kind of disapproval for what, you know, what your plans are, what you're going to be doing. Or they're trying to be just supportive and friendly on the outside, but really inside they're at odds with all that fire energy. Remember, this person, this is the person that you talk to every day, could be a spouse, friend, or family member. But for some reason, they don't approve of this, right? I think when they begin to see, the success and the accomplishments, and they begin to understand more and more about what is happening and what you're doing and what you're building and creating and how things are changing, but in, I think, a very wonderful way, because that Empress energy, I think they're going to mature in their attitude a little bit. I think they're going to come around. They go from being this Prince of Cups to this Queen of Cups. It's a maturing of their attitude, their energy, their understanding. So I think they're going to come around. I think they're going to understand, and they're going to continue to be supportive, but you're kind of going to win them over. They're going to start to really see that you do know what you're doing, right? So they may still be a little bit leery, a little bit at odds, or a little bit disapproving, not quite 100% comfortable, but they're going to understand. They're going to see things a little bit more clearly, and they're going to be on your side. They're going to be supportive. So I think this is the confirmation, really, that if there was one thing that was kind of causing you some hesitation, causing you to hold back, or not let this rush of fire energy, this inspiration flow, I think if anything was holding you back, causing you a little bit of reluctance, it was your person and their, little bit of disapproval or disappointment, or they're being at odds with this, right? If they're not on your side, you're kind of going to hesitate to do this, but I think they're going to come around. I think they will be on your side. And I think that is a wonderful confirmation that now says you can pull out all the stops. You can get this fire energy flowing. Okay. Now we're going to take a look at this a little bit more in the extended version, and we're going to see if maybe we can get to the bottom of some of these things, maybe what this buried treasure actually is. So if you want to stick around for the extended, you can become a member of this channel, and I encourage you to do that. It really helps out the channel, and I appreciate that. This was your weekly tarot forecast on Dove and Serpent Tarot.